This is the second video for the Scratch activities, and in this video we're going to be looking at a program called Name. Now, you have the ability to access my version of the Name program, and it is sitting in a studio called DePaul LSP 121 Fall 2013 Scratch Studio. You can find that by searching. I've given you the direct URL to it in your reading, and I'm going to click here and show you the URL again. scratch.mit.edu/studios/234615/. It takes you to the studio I have created for our class. And this first program we're looking at again is called Names. This is my version of the program, and I'll double click on it, and that will open it up to view, and then we'll click here, See Inside, to bring it into the editor. Now, I want to run this program for you, and then I want to talk to you about what's going on in the program. You can see that I've created 5 letters of my name. I click on the green flag, and each of the 5 letters is doing something a little bit different from the others, and then it says that was fun at the end. To understand what's going on here, we first need to recognize that there are 5 different sprites in this program. Each sprite has a costume to look like a letter in the alphabet. Now, the old version of Sprite actually had alphabet sprites. The old version of Scratch had alphabet sprites available. The new version doesn't, so I had to create my own. I'm going to show you in a moment how I did that. And then for each of these 5, I've given it a set of instructions to do when the green flag is clicked. So for example, the letter D, I'm asking it to glide to this position, 174.31, and then glide to the second position, which happens to be its starting position, -160, -20. So in fact, if I just do these 2 things, you're going to see the D should move and come back. There it goes and comes right back. And I've set that up to happen when the flag is clicked. Now let me click down here on sprite number 3. That's the letter A. And here I'm asking it to do 3 different repeats. The first one is to move 10 steps to the right. It'll put it behind the letter N. Wait a tenth of a second, and then move 10 more steps. So I'm actually doing it 10 times, and that'll move it 100 steps. Then I'm asking it to turn 15 degrees. I'm asking it to do that 24 times. 15 times 24 is 360, so it's going to turn a total of 360 degrees, and that'll turn it once completely around back to where it started. And then I'm asking it to move back to where it came from, repeating 10 times, moving -10 steps, or 10 steps back to the left. And if we take a look at just this, there it goes, there's the flip, and it's moving back. So I'm showing you here between the D and the A 2 different ways of moving a sprite. I'm showing you a spin of 360 degrees. So yes, instead of repeating this 24 times, I could have just set it to turn 360 degrees and done it once. This is more for the experience of doing the repeat loop than to be as efficient as possible. The letter N. The first letter N, what we're doing is we're gliding to a position. Let's see, I think we're gliding up and waiting 2 seconds, and then gliding back down to where we started, waiting 3 seconds, and then saying, that was fun. And there we go, up and wait and back down. And well, it never took out the that was fun, but I'm pretty sure if we do it as part of the full program, it will. Let's see. Yeah, it goes away, and then it'll come back, and it'll say that was fun at the end. So that is my first letter N. The fourth letter N. Here we're not moving it, but we're changing the size, doubling the size. I'm sorry, we are moving it also. We're changing X by 30. I believe 30 should move it pretty much to where the Y is, possibly. Over to the right a little. Oh, I know what's going on here. When I increased the size, it didn't increase it from the center out. It increased it, kind of pushed it to the left, and I wanted it to stay centered. So I'm pushing it to the right to kind of make it stay centered. That's what I'm, so it actually will stay in the same place, or more or less the same place. We're increasing the size. I had to move it a little to the right to keep it centered, waiting 2 seconds, decreasing the size back, and then moving the center position back. And it just kind of jumps out, jumps back in. It's not a gradual thing here. And then the letter Y, what am I doing with the letter Y? Oh, here I'm changing colors. So if you think of a color wheel of 360 degrees, I'm jumping 40 degrees on that wheel, another 40, another 40. I saw what colors they were, so I'm having it say its color out loud, and then sending it back to the original color, which was green. So you'll see here it'll do all of that. It goes blue, purple, red, and then back to green. Now, again, all these things happen at the same time because they all happen when the green flag is clicked. All that's happening at once and falls back into place, and we should see here that that was fun. How do you go about doing this? With your own name and with your own set of letters and your own sprites. To do that, let's get a new editing palette. So I'm going to say new here and start from scratch with that was not really meant as a pun or anything. Start from scratch with a new program. And we do not need Scratchy here as a sprite, so I'm going to delete him. I right-clicked on him down here, select delete, and he goes away. So having gotten rid of Scratchy, I'm at a point where I need to create my own sprites. There are not sprites available to me from their library of sprites. They have a library we can create in an editor. We can upload from our own computer. If we have a camera attached, we can take pictures of sprites. Well, they've given us a lot of different sprites, costumes that we can use here, but no alphabetical letters. You can take a look through all these if you like, and you'll see that there's no alphabet choice. I don't have any letters of the alphabet sitting as files on my computer, so I'm going to create some in the editor. And to do that, I select the editor, I select text. I want to create an alphabetical character here. For my name, we'll start with a capital D. And we can choose the font for it to be in. And I am choosing here Mystery. There's 6 fonts available. I thought Mystery looked nice, so I chose Mystery. Notice I can just change it to marker, like a magic marker. Actually, that's a nice one for the first letter. Maybe I'll leave it in marker. And I would love this to be bigger, wouldn't I? Let's go to where we can select it. I picked the hand and the dotted line here. I want to make this much bigger. And I want to, excuse me, come on, I made him much bigger. And now that I did that, I still want to move him right over the center here. It's not letting me do that, is it? Oh, yeah, that wasn't what I wanted. All right, here's a good time to learn undo. I am going to just click on undo, and it takes me back to where I was. I'm going to leave him to the left since he wasn't. Oh, I can probably move him to the right just by, there we go. You notice that little green circle? That's going to be the center point of my character, and I'm going to just stick that, lock him there, and stick that center point right in the center. I can also reset the center point here if I want to, and put it where I want it to be. There we go. We got that center of that D right in the center. Notice up here I can flip it left, right. I don't really have a good reason to, but I could. I can flip it top, bottom if I want to. And I had the color set. The default is black. I had previously been in here and set the color to red. I can do let's bring up the color palette here. I can do a transition of red to orange if I want to. If I drop my color on here again, there I go, transition to red to orange. If I decided I don't want that, again, back to all red or forward to red orange. Let's leave that for the moment. And at some point I may want to convert this from a bitmap to a vector, but I think we have the D that we want at the moment. And if I'm ready to create another character, I go here to New Costume, and let's see. Oh, that would be another costume for him. Okay, so New Sprite. Come here, pick a new sprite, moves my D over there. Here's my new sprite. And I just go through the same activity again. T for text. Second letter in my name is an A. Let's make that second letter, a scratch font. Come in here with uppercase A. Well, that's a cute little font. I want to make that bigger, about the same size as the D. So I will grab that. And he is not increasing in size all that readily, is he? And he's getting a little bumpy there. That looks like that's the best I'm going to be able to do with him. We'll place the center where we want it with the A. And well, that's an ugly little A. Let's give him a different color here. I'm going to select a blue, and I'm going to paint him, let's paint him all blue. Undo that, paint him all blue. I think I undid my centering at that point, so I'll recenter, and he's saved off pretty much what I want, and you get the idea. Now, when I come out of the costumes, back to the scripts, if I can move these guys around to put the D where I want it to be, put the A where I want it to be, and work forward. And again, I can select a sprite and start assigning various behaviors to it to set up for what I want the program to do. So with showing you my program and with showing you how one would start a program, let me send you off to work on your own. Remember that you can name your program here. Coincidentally, this program is named name. And if you take a look at what the assignment says, it does want your last name in there as part of the program name so that we can keep track of whose is whose when you submit them. And you have this Save Now button up here, and I press it and it will save the work as it is, and then you can keep, as you make changes, save again. When you are ready to share this and contribute it to the class studio, let's assume this is a completed program, you'll click on share, and you will be able to, if you have previously followed the studio, you'll be able to add it to the studio. Now the studio shows up for me right here because it's mine. I simply click on this. Notice how it turns green when I click on it. It's shared in the studio. In your case, you'll have to follow the studio first before you're able to share with the studio. But you ought to be able to deposit your final program into the studio. You can deposit it earlier because you can continue to work on it even after it's in the studio. And that's how I'll see it. And for that matter, everyone else in the class will be able to see it at that point. So go to it, and I'll pick up again with the next video and the next lab program.